Today we're going to be doing David Finch study. I've done one before, but I didn't properly do it. I was standing in an awkward position when I first started live streaming. I I was positioning the camera directly to the to the camera to the screen. So I wasn't really comfortable in the way I was walking, and so what I wasn't enjoying the drawing process. Is what I'm trying to say. But now I should, I really should. Yo, Irene, Irene, how you doing, man? How you doing? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Seems I'm muted or something. Wait, my audio is good. Irene, how you doing? How's the exams? How's everything going? Uh, how's the exams today? Were they difficult? Was it so sucking? What papers did you write? Yeah, anyways, like I was saying, I did enjoy the last study I did. The last David Finch study I did. So hopefully that doesn't remain the same. Also, when I went back yesterday, I did a live stream yesterday, and when I went back to look at the drawing I did, I had a bit of issues with the drawing, but I didn't want to. I didn't feel like adjusting it. Arim said, I did exams perfectly. That's good. That's good to hear. What papers did you write? Wait, did you say Johnny Bravo? Where have I heard that? Oh, that hair guy with the huge lats and what do they call it? With the huge lats and small jeans, and his hair is like a skyscraper. Never actually watched that cartoon though. I've never watched that cartoon. I'm good, by the way. Hope your family is okay. Um, hope your mom and dad are doing well. Bro, I came here to say hello, but I need to read, to study before I go to sleep. It's so nice to see you again, bro. Have a nice day, bro. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it for taking the time. And good luck with your exams. Good luck with your exams. I know it's like a hectic time now, so I appreciate you stopping by. Have a good night as well. Oh, oh yeah, all right. Exams are over. Oh, that's good to hear. Said I'll read dark romance book, bro. Oh, you're just chilling. All right, all right. I mean, it's good for the brain. It's good after having difficult exams. So make sure you enjoy yourself. Um, yeah. Bye, bye. Have a nice day. Here I come again with the small heads. Swear, man, I have a problem with small heads. Why are my heads so small? You need to learn to go to bed sleep deprived. You're always. I need to know what your sleep schedule is like because you're always awake. How you doing, sleep? How's the weekend going? Are you able to like sleep well? Because I think you slept around like 6 or 7 years, 7 years, 6 or 7 a.m. Yesterday. Immediately criticizing me. Wow. Thought we were friends. I'm asking because I care about your health and your well-being. Anyways, how are you doing? How's the weekend going? um, Hope family is doing well. Hope you're good. I just woke up. I actually just woke up. I slept around like 4 p.m. I slept around 4 p.m. and I'm just now waking up by 10. I woke up by 10. The way time flies is crazy. I woke up by 10. I was really exhausted. When you wake up and you're like really tired. I woke up tired. Uh, JD said, "Hey guys, how you doing, JD? I hope you're having a nice day. Um, how is programming going?" Sleep said, "I'm fine. What about you, man?" I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. Thank you for asking. I'm doing well. Woke up tired though. But I'm doing well. Sleep said, I will know you guys are not late. I actually woke up very late, so ideally, I'm trying to start the streams earlier because of how, um, because of people's time zones. So I'm trying to start the stream a bit earlier, but I don't know, I just get tired sometimes. I do take like evening naps. So most times when I take the naps, I take them for like 2 or 3 hours. I'm just like so tired most times when I wake up. So, or I may oversleep. So that's usually the problem or issue. Um, no, you're not late. JD said, at least I've still got my moderator. Um, JD said, I'm good. Yourself? I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. Uh, I'm great. Thank you for asking. Thank you so much for asking. Mhm. Um, JD said, almost forgot my tea. Sleep said, ooh, power naps. Yes, I can't lie. When I was younger, I never like rated them. But the older I get, the more I want to sleep some more. I just have this urge to do nothing but just sleep. It's crazy. Um, what do they call them? Siesta. Just have an urge to just sleep. Ah, at least Drady made tea enough for everyone today. Unlike some people that just make like 2 cups or 3 cups. I mean, I remember yesterday. I remember finishing my work, and I never got my reward in terms of like my tea. Someone was just hogging all the beverages. That man's got thunder thighs. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Um, what's his name? The artist's name is David Finch, and he's really good at like drawing muscles. His anatomy is really good. Um, he's kind of the artist I try to emulate the most these days, because of how he draws muscles. Um, so I try to copy it. So I do a lot of studies so that whenever I'm drawing my comic is going to be easy for me to replicate it. The only issue is that I don't see enough women that he draws. I don't see enough women that he draws because I would really like to copy that as well. Female characters, that is. Drady said, "Have a tea for you." Thank you, thank you. Sleep said, "I ran out of tea." Anyways, guys, what are you guys up to? Um, Asleep. Are you working on a character? Like, are you writing a book? JD, are you working on any projects? Any, what's up? What's going on with you guys' life? Um, what projects are you guys doing? Involve me, involve me. I want to hear more about you guys, if you don't mind. Sleep said, I hate to say it, but wouldn't you like to know? Come on, just this one time. You have to bend a little. Um, said you're reading the Dr. Moriu book. Oh, was yeah, you told me about that yesterday. Let me check the book. Um, Dr. Moriu. JD said, would love to know. Hello, Shani. How you doing? Hope you're having a nice day. Um, hope the family is doing well. Thank you for stopping by as well to the stream. These are my friends, Judy and Sleep Deprived. We're just chatting. The Island of Dr. Morio. Oh, the Island of Dr. Morio. I see it. I like it. What's the plot of the story? Oh, it even has a movie. It said Edward Prendick is a young scientist from Victorian England who survives the shipwreck of his boat, the Lady Vane, in the South Pacific Ocean. A passing ship called Ipkakuana, Ipkakuana takes him aboard, and a man named Montgomery, Montgomery revives him. Prendick also meets a grotesque bestial native named Mling, who appears to be I'm going to call him manservant. The ship is transporting number of animals, which belongs to Mont's employer, most strangely a puma. As they approach the island, which is Mont's destination, the captain demands Prendick leave the ship with Mont. Mont explains that he will not be able to host Prendick on the island. Uh, yeah, that's a lot, man. The plot is thick. It seems like a nice. It looks like something that would be good to have like as a movie. Uh, how did you get recommended the book Sleep Deprived? Morio, Morio, Morio. Sleep Deprived said, "Bro's gonna spoil it." That's why I stopped. That's why I stopped. That's why I stopped. Said I've heard the movie's production was a nightmare. Ooh. I saw a hyperlink there that was talking about a 1960s movie, but the plot of the book sounds like really entertaining. What is this hand size, breath? What is this hand size? Um, Sleep Deprived said, I don't know. I had it on my reading list for a while. Oh, how many books are on your reading list? Like 200? I have a reading list as well. I don't think I'll ever finish it. Finish like the books that I have planned there. Mm, you said you haven't seen the movie yet, though. I bet it's probably going to be like black and white or something. The last book I was reading was what's the name of this book? Ah, God, I'm not good with names. And something Dove, Lonesome Dove. I think that's the name. Lonesome Dove. Lonesome. Is that the name? Yeah, Lonesome Dove. That's the name of the movie. I said movie. The book that I was reading. Uh, I didn't finish it though, but I was enjoying it. Quite decently paced. The character work is phenomenal. Uh, but I couldn't finish it. Most of the characters there were really pissing me off. I can't lie. Uh, Sleep Deprived said, I don't like overwhelming myself with choices, so I try to keep my reading list short. And that's true. That's true. Really said, I've got a lot of coding to do. You should get to it. You should get to it. You should get to it. I have a lot of drawing to do as well, to be fair. Lots of work. Lots of work to be done. So much to do in so little time. How does your coding work? Your coding job rather work? How does it work? Um, do they just meet you to like how does a client approach you? Do they like just you know they just meet you? Like do you freelance or do you like work with a studio or something? I know you go to school, but I mean like you know the the moolah here and there. Uh, yeah, it's a wild west. It's a wild west thing. I love the I usually listen to audiobooks. So like it's the audiobook I was listening to, and I really like the narrator that worked on it. Like his voice, he just sounded like a real cowboy. Hello Charlie, how you doing, man? Hope you had having a nice weekend. I hope you slept well as well yesterday. Thanks for staying a while with me throughout the stream. I appreciate it. Hope the family is doing well. Family is very important. Um, Sleep said, I love cowboys and outlaw stuff too. Yeah, they're really cool. They're really cool. Um, but this book, I watched this YouTube channel called Two to Ramble, because I like that's how I do get my recommendations. I just watch booktubers most of the time. So I've gotten a decent amount of like books that I like that I think would fit my vibe, and I just have a lot of them. Just they're just there on my to read list. Um, and yeah, they recommended Lonesome Dove. Like a lot of people were raving about it, and they were not wrong about how good the book is. So glad I picked it up. I don't know, man. I just can't finish it. At these times, whenever I draw, I try to be disciplined. Um, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. To be honest, sometimes it doesn't. Charlie said, asleep deprived said, yeehaw, yeehaw. Sleep said, I hope Pro doesn't start the Ozempic thing again. Ozempic. Um, Charlie said, Ozempic yeehaw, regular yeehaw, regular yeehaw. By the way, I recorded a YouTube video today. A video to post on YouTube, rather, like just like a normal, regular YouTube video. Um, Hopefully, I post it this week. Tried recording, like making YouTube videos are not easy, man. I tried recording like a couple of videos at a stretch, so I don't have to like record anyone, um, like any day again in the week. But I swear, man, recording YouTube videos is pretty hard. Can't lie. Sleep said tons of cool cowboy video games characters too. Oh, really? I don't know about that. I'm not I'm not like I don't know a lot about gaming. didn't know there were lots of cowboy video games. Sounds cool. Um, Sleep said yes, more content. Yes, hopefully. Said don't stress yourself. I have to, I have to. If I ever want to, like, really quit, or not necessarily quit, but like be able to control like the jobs that I pick. I need to work hard because I don't know, man. I don't like doing commission jobs for people like that. I like being able to pick whatever job that I'm going to do. Rather, that's what I'm trying to say. As much as the money is nice or whatever, but it's not it's not always good enough to the point where I can say, all right, I'm not working for the next 2 months. And that's the kind of commission jobs I would like, where I can say I'll just focus on my own projects for the next 2 months because or 6 months rather, because I have enough money that can last me and my family for this period of time, or my family and I, rather. Um, Charlie said your anatomy tutorials have been so useful. I'm glad they've been helpful, man. I'm glad they've been helpful. Hopefully, the production quality will get better, and the videos will improve as well. But I appreciate you guys watching them. Thank you. Um, Jody said, Charlie don't want to talk, but Zempic again. Come on, man. Sleep deprived said, always wishing you the best of luck. Oh, thank you so much. If there's any media I'm going to consume today, it's probably there's this series I've been watching. I don't know if I've told you guys about it. It's called The Pit. It's a medical drama series. Um, and I really like it. I like the characters in it. So at the moment it's currently in its second season. So I'm just keeping up, and they release weekly episodes. So I think that's the only thing I've been consistently watching. uh, Sleep said, "Ooh, nice music playing." Yeah, like if you watch my earlier streams, I did have like music playing. It's just that yesterday and this past few weeks, there's been serious heat, and I've been really hot, so I've just been turning on the fan. So I didn't want to like add double chaos. Like if you listen closely to the previous live streams, you hear a bit of background noise. Um, and that's basically my fan, um, just causing chaos in the background. But today I'm feeling a bit weird, a little bit sickly. So, like I don't know. I think it was caused by too much fun. I don't know, man. It feels weird. So I just decided to turn off the fan. because I was just not feeling good with it. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. The Pit. That's the name. The Pit. Uh, Hello, Billy Ashworth. How you doing, man? Hope you're having a good day. How's the family? And how's work or school? Um, Depending on what you're doing, man. Hope it's good. And I hope you're having a great weekend. Sleep deprived said, I got my headphones on today, so I really. Oh, all right. That's cool. That's cool. Billy said, I'm good, mate. Thank you. I'm doing well as well. Thanks for asking. Um, Said this weekend has been good. Mother's Day today. So went for food. Yeah, today was Mother's Day. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I hope you enjoyed yourself. That sounds like a great time. Um, Said, where are you lot from? Sending love from the UK. I'm from Nigeria. I'm streaming from Nigeria at the moment. Um, uh, JD, I think JD is from Ghana. And sleep deprived, I don't know where she's from. Uh, she doesn't want to let us know. But I think she's somewhere in Asia or the Middle East. Uh, do you like do art as well? Billy, do you do art? Do you draw? And yeah, Charlie's from the UK as well. Uh, do I support football? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Uh, but I started watching football uh, properly at around like 2012, 13. I was quite young that time, but not like so young. I do support football. I enjoy football. We play a lot of football in Nigeria. It's practically our only sport. Uh, Billy said no, only stick men. Okay, okay. That's still drawing. That's still drawing. That's still drawing. I'm sure there's somewhere out there. There's somebody out there in the world that sold like a stickman collection as NFTs. uh, when that was a trend. So you can't knock stickman arts down. Um, Said, who do I support? Answer carefully. Oh, you're putting me under pressure, bro. You're putting me under pressure. People don't like my club. They call them cheats. Uh, I support the 115 club, to be honest. Let me guess, you support Man U or Liverpool? Liverpool. Let me guess, Man U or Liverpool? Those are the two most popular clubs. Uh, Wait, the chat is now moving really fast. Um, Sleep deprived said, "Hey, it's another bloody British lad. What a charming fellow." um, Sleep said, "How's that impression, Billy?" Hello, Lawrence. How you doing, bro? Hope you're having a nice day. Thanks for stopping by. How's the Sunday going? Hope it's well. Sleep said, "Thank you, thank you. It's one of my best." Yeah. Billy said, "Correct, Man United." Yeah, I just checked. You guys won today, right? You guys just keep winning. It's crazy. You guys have been on a crazy run of recent, and my own club have been capitulating. I guess that's the word. Um, Billy said, "Are you sure you don't know me?" Shit, guy. Hmm. Billy Ashworth. Hmm. Wait, are you implying I know you like in real life or something? Wait. Um. Is one of my friends pranking me? Sleep said, "There's always a Liverpool fan." Oops, never mind. Billy said, "Only joking, bro." Yeah, for a second, because actually, I have friends that could actually do that. They would prank me, and they would they could just say they're like my one of my friends. He said he was from Portugal. He said he was from Portugal, and he's also a Man United fan, by the way. How long have I been drawing? Uh, well, in terms of, I've been drawing since I was very young. I think 7 or 8 years old. What I started with was that I watched cartoons. So cartoons like Tarzan. Um, which other cartoon did I watch? I don't know if you've heard of Chicken Little. Just normal random uh, cartoons, and I would pause them and draw them. So like both 2D and 3D cartoons, and yeah, that's how I started drawing. I watched Justice League uh, as well. Uh, I would pause the cartoon and draw them, draw the like the fight scenes rather. And that always used to piss my sister off. To be fair, she just get tired of it. She just get tired of it. So what I did was that I would whenever I get the this the TV series to watch or movie, I will like watch it together with her, and then once we've watched it, I'll then start drawing it, drawing scenes that I liked that I've taken mental notes of. So that's how like we sort of compromised. um, Sleep deprived. Yeah. Um, Chicken Little. Wow, remember them days? Yeah, that was a very funny story. Very interesting. Like now that I think about it. Yeah, but that's how I started drawing, and I did that for a while. And then when I entered, when I was in late secondary school, is when I probably got like actively got better at drawing, uh, figure drawing especially, because that was when I got my first art book. My mom bought it for me. It was Ben Caldwell's Action Cartooning, and that was where I learned how to draw using stick figures and how to break poses down using stick figures or like skeleton technique. And yeah, and to be fair, I only started like actively improving my art very recently, so it's been years. My art has stagnated for years, but then I, decided to intentionally improve my art and how I draw. And here we are. I would say my greatest weakness as an artist is doing perspective. I figure drawing is okay. It's not at the level that I want, but it's serviceable. So sleep deprived said used to force my siblings to pose to pose until they got tired and beat me with pillows. Yeah, when you're growing up, you have to negotiate with your siblings a lot. Um, you know, uh, to so that they can help you out. If not, you need to do a bit of politicking, and most times your parents will have to get involved. I remember sometimes I would spend too long just drawing and drawing, and it would seem like I'm just hogging the television set by myself, and then my dad would just come in and give me a little bit of knock to set me straight. So I would have to share, or like would have to just watch the cartoons without me pausing to draw. So one method I developed was that I started like working, doing drawings in the night, like not on regular days, during like holidays, because on regular days I'd have to go to school. So and that was how I got around it. So when everyone would be sleeping, I'll just be drawing. And I didn't have a sketchbook at the time, so I was just using um like my mom had like handouts and like papers that she didn't use like back when she was at school in uni. So that was sort of what I used um to draw, like the back pages of those paper. um Hello, hello Sam. Hello I said Sam. Hello Isa, how you doing? I hope you're having a nice day. Nice to see you again. How's the Sunday going? I hope you're doing well. Billy said, what was the hardest skill for you to learn? I would say the hardest skill for me to learn, I've not even started, to be fair. The hardest skill to learn is perspective. Learning perspective has been very tedious for me. I'm not always happy with the way the work looks when I'm done. Uh, Perspective gives me so much, like, just it makes me anxious. And even though I've been drawing for years, it's still like it feels uncomfortable when I have to draw things in perspective. Um, but but what I focus on, what I decided to do as an artist is that I decided to focus on one thing. I decided to focus on like making comics. So that is currently what I'm focusing on right now, and I would say that's like what is my greatest challenge at the moment. So learning sequential art and getting better at sequential art. Uh, Issa said, thank you. I went to the park with my family today. Weather was super nice. Yeah, the weather was good here as well. And that's good. Uh, Family time is very cool. Very important as well. Were you able to do any drawings? You said you were going to draw yesterday. Were you able to finish the drawing you were doing? And what did you draw? Did you do a study or like original arts or like what did you draw? Sleep said, sometimes I take my own picture to reference for perspective. Yeah, I did that a lot. Like, if you check my Clip Studio Paint file, when I was doing my comic, there's a lot of pictures of myself with boxers, um, and like I just snapped myself, especially for angles and things. Like a lot of the drawings in the comic books are just basically of myself. Um, I just referenced myself and the angles that I wanted, and I just used that. And that was how I was able to complete the comic. Although these days I try to use like models. I have this app called Magic Poser. So it's a bit of an awkward app. What the hell is going on? But the app is quite useful, and I use it to like get poses, and I use it to get angles. Like all these angles are very useful, and I enjoy it. And it's quite useful. Like I could draw like a giant and then skyscrapers around, depending on what I want to achieve. It's not always accurate, but it's good. It's good and useful. Sometimes the poses I try to get are not like they're not the most perfect poses, but it does get the job done. Also, Clip Studio Paint has like a reference for um, poses rather. So yeah. Billy said, "Do you mind if I ask a personal question?" No problem, bro. You can ask. Um, I'm cool with personal questions. Issa said, "Yes, I painted a cartoon background for like 30 minutes and then went to sleep." That's cool. At least you did something. And just keep trying. Just keep trying. Just set like a pathway for yourself, like I said, and eventually you get better. It takes time, but you get good. Issa said, uh, Billy said, um, has a difficult moment in your life ever influenced my art? That's a very good question. That's deep. Has a difficult moment ever influenced my art? Well, I won't, not really, to be fair. I've had a pretty alright life. Um, I would say it's influenced the stories that I'm writing. Uh, like in terms of my country, we have like serious issue like bad government, and it just affects everything in the country. So uh, you know, things you want to accomplish are very difficult. So what I do, or what I've done rather, is that a lot of the experiences that are happening in my country, I'm going to like put them into my story. Like I've already drafted them out and stuff. It's all about writing them. So, but not like in my art like directly. It has affected my art in the sense of like storytelling and making comic books rather. So yeah, but I can't be too vocal about it, or else the government can come and just take me and find me out. That's if like it's the work becomes popular. Uh, Sleep said, I used that app to also had Posit. Posit. Yeah, I think I've seen that app as well. I've seen that app. Didn't download it though. I guess we're on the same wavelength. Sleep. That app has really helped me for like comic books and angles, because that's one issue I usually have. I wanted to use. I tried using like what's the name SketchUp, but I've never used the app before. So that's a very useful app for like comic book artists, but like it's mostly used by architects. My friend who is like an up and coming architect, he uses that like for a lot of works. So SketchUp is pretty useful, like the 3D features and stuff. Uh, Billy said, "Love that. Thank you for answering, bro. I appreciate the question. Um, that was very nice. It made me think. I like that." Billy said, "Are we ready for another question?" Yeah. Shoot your shot, bro. You can ask. Sleep deprived said, "I like messing around with the light." Yeah, I like the lighting too as well. The lighting is really good. That's one of my best features as well. But the thing I like most about it is the fact that I can shift the figure in different perspective and it will look good. I absolutely do not like this face that I did here. I'm looking at it and I'm pissed off. I don't know why I hate my drawings anytime I finish it, man. There's always something that just irks me about it. Uh, Billy said, "Is there a drawing you made that represents an important moment in your life?" To be honest, no, not really. I don't think so. I would say like possibly any drawing that would probably have made like that would probably have represented an important moment in my life. It will probably be in my comic, to be honest. I've never like actually sat down and been, how would I say it? My life is pretty boring, so I've never actually sat down and been pretty like inspired by my life. Um, it's pretty extremely mundane. Um, Nothing like special happens. Um, so like the only thing I would say is that like when I look at the references that I use for the arts that I do like for my comic, um, when I look at the references, that I sort of like reminisce on that moment. I would say, because I keep the pictures, I keep the references. So, so I stayed at like Lagos at another part of the country, for a while. I stayed there for like 2 plus years, and like whenever I look at those pictures, like I remember like what I was like going through during that time. But nothing significant has like really affected my art. Um, like nothing tragic has really happened to me in the sense of like extremely impactful. Um, like my parents are still alive. I'm happy about that, and my sister is doing well. She's all right. She's still in school though. Uh, I haven't like had any serious tragedy in my life that has affected me. Um, so no, I haven't. Uh, Isa said, "I like the face." So thank you. I don't know. I'm a bit disgusted by it, to be fair. But thank you. I appreciate it. Sleep said, "I think subconsciously we do add a hint of our life and belief in our stories." Yes, that's true. That's true. Experiences, like the experiences you've had. Um, uh, because there are times where, you know, like for instance, now when I'm drafting a story, like I have several stories I am drafting, um, and a lot of the experiences that I have in my life, like the way we trade in our country, for instance, the way we move goods, like some little basic things, our street food, um, the way family converse, like little things like that, your relationship with people around your community. You might think it's normal, but it's quite unique. It can be quite unique, in its approach. It might be something like people have never seen before. Like when we go online, we have to be, um, we have to like reduce that a bit, so that because we've been influenced by Western culture a lot, so um, we behave in a Western manner. But for someone like me, for instance, the way we actually behave in our country, like towards ourselves and our family, um, we have different cultures, so like it's quite different in comparison to how we behave outside. So that culture, it goes a bit into like my stories. um Not saying I've done much, but the little I've done, it affects it. For instance, in my comic, if you look at my comic, um you see that we use like pidgin English a lot in my country, or like broken English. So and it's a pretty important part of our identity, to be fair. So I add that into my stories. So my characters could be talking in English and then they would switch to like pidgin, or their traditional language. And what I do is that I then just translate it in the book, for people to just see, so that if someone outside is reading it, like they can easily understand what the characters are saying. Sleep said, "Man, what do you mean? It doesn't. What do you mean it doesn't look good?" I was low-key simping. Thank you, guys. Thank you for encouraging me. I appreciate it. Um, Sleep said, "Relatable." Yeah, absolutely. Billy said, "Do you think your art shows the real version of you, or a version you wish existed?" Hmm. I think these are quite good questions. They are deep. I like them. Um, I think my art shows the current version of myself, not the version I wish existed. Because everything about my art, right from the skill level, because I believe I could be better. I'm not, but I believe I could be better, and I could have been better, like if I had been a bit more disciplined. Uh, but I'm not disciplined. I struggle with discipline and commitment in terms of art. So, and that is like reflected like throughout my life, in every area of my life rather. Um, you know, I don't know how to properly articulate it, or word like um or word the experience rather. So Sleep Deprived said Billy got like a psychology exam tomorrow. Yeah. So like my skill level, like whenever I look at my art, I'm always unsatisfied, right? I'm not always happy about it. But one thing that I've learned about life is that I've learned to focus on like progress, rather than perfection, so that whenever I look at an art and I don't like it at the end of the day, like when I'm done, like yesterday's art that I did on live stream, I was happy with it at the moment, but then when I had a second look at it, I was seeing like flaws and mistakes in the art, and that is sort of how I look at myself in real life. Lots of flaws, things that could be better, things I wish were better, um, and what I just do is that the art is something I can control. Like I could have just gone in and just like redrawn the work and like worked on it again. but that's just like a waste of time. So instead of doing going back to do better, I prefer to do better in the next one. So like in this art, for instance, this is a new artwork that I'm doing. So I'd rather do better in this one than to go back and because that time has passed. Yeah. So I don't know if that answered the question um, convincingly enough. Um, Billy said you answered it spot on. Cheers again. Oh, thanks, man. I really appreciate these questions. These are really good questions, man. They're making me think um, and be a bit more introspective. Mm. You're not listening to me? Oh, yeah. Sleep Deprived said, is it weird? I love different dialects in accents and shit. No, it's not. No, it's not. Yeah, like I like all sorts of accents. I like Jamaican accents. I really like Jamaican accents. I like the Caribbean accents. Uh, I like how I just like it's just so unique the way they talk. Um, I like British accents as well. It's very funny. Like whenever I watch like a football match, most times I watch like live streams of like actual British guys that are that are in Britain, and the way they talk, it's I just like it's quite unique the way when someone is kind of feeling what you are feeling, but they express it in a different way with their own like dialect or their own accent or how they talk. It's it's just fun to see. Like even like in movies, like there was a time I was really watching a lot of Korean movies, and the way they express anger and frustration and like in the movies, it was just so fun to see, and it was very funny. um, you can relate with the emotion, but the way they express it is just different. Save the Price said, oh yes, Australian too. Yeah, Australian. Billy said, I'm from Ireland, but I live in Manchester. Ooh, that's cool. I heard the weather there is not nice. Is that true? People complain a lot about the weather. They always say that it's gray, that the weather is not. Whenever I watch some live streamers, they always say they just wish they live in somewhere a bit more sunny. Um, Billy said, "Us Irish are the best." Shark Friends said, "Hey, hello, Shark Friends. How you doing, man? Welcome to the stream again. Hope you're having a nice day, bro. Um, how's the family? How's the weekend? Uh, hope you had a fun time with friends and family. Thanks for joining the stream. I appreciate it." Sleep said, "Ireland, that's sick." Yeah, that's sick. Uh, I've heard good things. Also, I'm happy you guys have you guys qualified for the World Cup? What's his name? Parrot. He scored like a hat trick. That against what's the name of the country? What's that Soboslai's country? Against it was against Soboslai's country, Hungary. Yeah, I think. Um, I think you guys qualified for the World Cup, right? I believe. Congratulations on that. Uh, Hey, bro, how you doing? Hope you're having a nice day. Welcome to the stream. How's the weekend going, bro? Hope you're chilling. Did you play any sports today, bro? Um, Billy said, "Is your name John?" Yes, my name is John. You can call me John. John is good. John is fine. Uh, Pro said, "New chatters. That's neat." Yeah. Uh, this is Billy. Billy's from Ireland, but he lives in Manchester. He has been asking me some really great philosophical questions and introspective questions. So you guys will get along just fine, bro. You and Billy will get along just fine. Billy said, "Can you do me a favor? Uh, Give us your best UK accent." Oh my God, you're putting me on the spot. Um, it won't be nice, man. It won't be nice. What can I say? Um, Oi, are you all right, mate? Are you all right, mate? Um, what else? What else can I say? What else can I say? Uh, I have my British accent is non-existent, man. I That's absolutely terrible what I just did there. Oh, I'm ashamed of myself now. Pro say also, it's okay, sleep. I think the Ozempic God stopped possessing. uh, Sleep said, "Yo, ain't it gonna be St. Patrick's Day or something? Thank God." Oh, Billy said, "Yes, St. Paddy's Day is on Tuesday. It's Tuesday, innit? I think that's the only ones I know. The only ones I know, the only British accents I know are the ones that are pretty popular. All the can I get a bottle of water? And it's Tuesday, innit? Uh, Shark Friend said, "Weekend so far is great, and you? By the way, I'm dyeing my hair. Wait, we are dyeing your hair pink for the pure fun of it." All right, that's good. That's good. I'm happy for you. Happy for you. Do what makes you happy. Billy said, "That's sick, mate." Thank you. Thanks, matey. Thanks. Sleep Deprived said, "I think Irish accents are great as well as Scottish." Yeah, Scottish accents are very funny. They're very funny. Um, the most funny accents that I've seen, I think, is the Scouse accents from England. Whenever I hear those guys from Liverpool talk, it's very funny. Like Jamie, Jamie Carragher, I think that's his name. Um, Leave the football before the football leaves you. Sadio Mane is the greatest player in the world. uh, like I could listen to those accents for hours. Like whenever I watch movies, like all these medieval movies where like you can tell they are clearly doing some sorts of British, some version of British accent or like um, any of these accents. The way they talk is so funny. Like it just makes the conversation 10 times better. Uh, like like even when I listen to like British streamers, the way they talk, like when they get frustrated, like there's this. So I watch football, right? And then sometimes I watch like reactions, like streamers' reactions to like both their team winning or their team losing, and the reactions are just like the funniest things ever. Like the way they just get frustrated and the accents, the way it just comes out, like the way they just begin insulting the players, it just makes me like just die of laughter. Um, Shark said, "Pink, pink, 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 pink." Billy said, "If you stopped drawing forever, would the world lose a part of you, or would you lose a part of yourself?" If I stopped drawing, I don't know. I think I'd be. I don't think. I don't know what I would do, man. I think I'll lose a part of myself because it's draw like being an artist has been like been so much a part of my identity as a person because that's practically all I know and like all I've like placed my bet on um, as a person. I spent so much time um, trying to get better at art. There was even a time when I started like I stopped doing art like for a while in terms of like not like stop doing art or stop drawing. I was still drawing for money, but I was trying to focus on music. Um, I was quite young, so I was trying to focus more on music, and even then I was still drawing a lot. Like I can't help myself. I have to draw every day. I can't imagine a day. There's no day that I don't draw, even if it's just like a little sketch. Unless like I'm completely um, incapable of it physically. But I draw every day, and if I were to not be able to draw, I don't think I would be sane. When something is rooted in your personality, like everything I do, like is associated to drawing in some way. And I've invested so much into it. Like I don't go out. I spend all day drawing. Um, so I have very few friends. So and it's all because I have to spend time drawing. So yeah, I think I'll go mad if I'm unable to draw. These are great questions. You guys should take take uh, take a cue from Billy. uh, Sleep said, "Leave the football. Football leaves you." Exactly. What's that other one that he has? He said, "Can we take a moment to talk about Mo Salah? You're not listening to me. Ah, yeah." He has that high pitch whenever he's trying to make a point. Cristiano Ronaldo is not the greatest player in the world. He just isn't. I remember that time he was having that argument with who was it exactly? But I think it was like a panel, and they were just talking about who's the best player. They were comparing um, Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi, and um, he showed the guy was just like he didn't give a damn what like anyone else thought about his opinion. It's crazy. Um, Hello, Dave. How you doing? What's up? said, Sleep said that's cryptic. It's not. This person is definitely Nigerian. Um, so how far means a lot. How far means a lot. Like it's he's asking a lot of questions with just that two words. I did all right, guy. How you did? Uh, how your side now? Thanks for joining the stream, bro. How you doing? Billy said, "Could you destroy all your past arts and still feel like the same person, or would it erase a part of you?" Shit. When now that I think about it, like the older I get, right, the more I wish I had kept all the arts works I did when I was younger. Um, like the little drafts and the little comic books that I did when I was younger. Because I think it is part of my identity, and because they do bring back memories, right? Like whenever I look at an art I've done a while ago, especially the ones on paper, I don't know, they just make me feel a bit nostalgic. I just sort of like it brings back memories. I sort of remember how I was feeling, the emotions I was feeling when I was doing that drawing. So I don't think I would feel like the same person. I would like because the emotions are there, but it's kind of like when you're drawing, right? And then you see like I'm drawing on this ink layer, and then there's this sketch layer, right? This sketch layer, I've reduced the opacity. Like once you see how like I'm reducing the opacity and increasing it, I'm reducing the opacity so that this layer can shine, right? But I don't feel like erasing the way I see those past arts. I see it like a sketch, right? It's part of like the building blocks that made me who I am. Um, that makes the final piece what it is. So like the more I reduce it, the more it doesn't mean it doesn't exist, right? Like if I were to erase it, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It exists. It's just that it's not visible. And if I were to erase it, I would still be the same person, but I would how would I put it? How am I going to put this now? I would be the same person, but I would feel like hmm, I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. I would say I'd rather have it than not have it. That's what I would say because I would like to remember um, where I came from and what's made me like who I am or how ugly my previous art was, so that I can be humble and I can show it to like people that are interested in learning, so that they know that despite how good I've become, I was also utter shite at some point in my life. I'm just like them. Uh, Sleep said, "Well, half of us can make you laugh, the other half, the other half can ask you deep questions." That is true. That is true. Balance. Um, Billy said, "You should definitely do a drawing class online. I would be up for it 100%." Hmm. You're the second person to suggest that. Um, you're the second person to suggest that. I think I will. I think I will. I think I will. Um, thanks for that suggestion, man. And I really like your questions. I really like your questions. They're really good, very intelligent questions. Are you like a professor or something? Uh, Pro said, I'll be gone for a few minutes. Nice drawing, by the way, John. Oh, thanks, bro. I appreciate it. Thank you. Billy said, but the question, I don't think you have much patience when teaching me how to draw. You know what? I think I would. I think I would. Because uh, I'm not a very intelligent person in terms of like naturally smart. Um, so I know how difficult it is whenever like people give me instructions. Uh, I remember when I was in secondary school, I've told this story a couple of times. I was not good at math, so like I had like a lot of people try to teach me, and it was a bit frustrating for them, but they took their time to help me out. And seeing them put in that kind of effort, I don't think I would I would ever, I would always do my best to try and like teach someone. At the end of the day, like learning, it's something that the person has to do himself. So as long as the person is putting in the work, it will definitely get better. I know how long it took me to get moderately decent at drawing. So I I would say I'm pretty understanding. My natural temperament is actually like impatient, like it being impatient. Um, but I have like growing up, I've learned to like control myself. Um, I think I can teach anybody. Is what I'm trying to say, because I've been sort of like a really bad student myself. Uh, Billy said, "I'll be honest with you now, mates. I don't try. I didn't try in school. I didn't concentrate much. I have learnt more on my phone than in school." Yeah, that's true. That's the modern era these days. Um, like there's as technology has improved, um, there has been better ways to assimilate information and to get better at something than our teachers. A lot of our teachers, um, I don't want to say they didn't try, but they were quite limited in what they had as well. So I don't really blame them. Like if there was any, I don't say I didn't like any teacher, but like if there was any teacher I like absolutely despised, it was my math teacher, uh, because of how awful he was to me, especially when I was in school. Um, yeah, but generally, like there are more tools, there are better tools these days, um, to teach and like learn, so you can be a better student if you want. There's just too much resources. It's virtually impossible to fail these days. Mm. So you're not alone there, Billy. You're not alone. Um, I was an okay student, but like the subject that just brought down my grades every single time, like my total um, GPA, my GPA, the subject that brought down my GPA every time, that always just kept me from that top five students in class or in school was just math. Math always took down my grades, and I was never able to like properly get into the top five best students in class. So that was just the frustrating part. Um, Sleep said, I hated several of my math teachers. Maybe this feeling was mutual with them. Yeah, I guess like, math is not easy. I'm going to be honest. Math is not easy, but and so like when you've learned something, like imagine how much they've learned. Like they've been teaching that they've probably been a teacher. They've probably been teachers for like years, and they are teaching you something that they've spent years going over and over and over again. So it's like nothing for them. Like it's not even an issue. Like they just know it. They know it front and center. Like they know every version of that particular topic they are talking about because of how much they've learned and how much they've taught it. So when they just have like a student that is actually not getting it, it seems almost impossible for them. It seems almost impossible for them. Like I'm very frustrating because it then seems like that child is either not intelligent or that child is not trying. Especially if they have like really fast students in class that are quite intelligent as well. They can get frustrated with a student that is not getting it. That's why you see them, they will compare a lot. They'll be like, um, look at Sandra. Sandra is doing well. Like, why can't you be like Sandra? Sandra is getting it. Sandra gets it. Pay attention. Pay attention. But the truth is that a lot of the time, like, yeah, my phone just overheated and it just passed out practically. These are the issues. These are the issues. I hope you guys can hear me. Anyways, I'm gonna keep drawing. Yeah, this the my I think my what happened was that when your phone overheats, uh, I'm using an iPhone, so it sort of just overheated, and yeah, it crashed practically. That's what happened. Uh, Plus, I'm charging it while I'm using it, so yeah, the stream crashed. The stream crashed, and yeah, that was quite frustrating. Mm. And I hope it doesn't crash again, to be honest, because well, that was not good. Yeah, like so my phone uh actually feels like what do they call it? It actually feels like a nuclear power plant at the moment. So it feels like it could explode at any moment. Uh, I don't like the fact that you could be streaming and then the phone would just like pass out due to overheating. Um, if I got any aura um, before, apparently I've lost it. Yeah, I'm back, Billy. I'm back. My phone got heated, um, and I had to allow it to rest for a moment. Sleep said, "Don't let it explode." Hopefully, it doesn't. It doesn't explode. Hopefully, it doesn't crash. But yeah, that was quite frustrating. Shark said, "I'm back. Went to go wash my hair." Oh, you're already dyeing it. You're already in the process of dyeing it already. It would be nice to see like the before and after. Make sure you record the before and after so that we can see it. Um, Shaq said, "What happened when I was out?" Yeah, my phone overheated and it blanked out. It passed out. That was quite frustrating for a moment. Um, Luckily, YouTube resumes the stream automatically. I hope the phone doesn't pass out again, because that would be awful. Pro said, "Good luck, good luck gambling." Yeah, that just affected my momentum for a moment there. I almost started speaking my language because of how furious I was. Pro said, "Give the phone some soup. Put it in rice." You guys have started. That is fair, actually. That is fair. Yeah, so like if the stream ends at any point, you're going to have to bear with me, because well, I didn't plan well for it. I didn't I didn't charge my phone. I just left my phone, and I told you guys I slept. I slept in the afternoon. I slept around 4 p.m. and I woke up around 10 p.m. I woke up around 10:07 p.m. So I saw that, oh shit, I want to go to stream. I want to go live. So um I like chatting with you guys every single day. For the people that are always available. Even if it's just one person, I always like chatting with you guys. So I wanted to go live. No matter how short the time would be, I just wanted to show up. So yeah, I just went live, and um, I don't know. I do have like I don't know. My switch is over there to my left, to my far left. I mean, and the best angle I can get for like to properly capture my iPad when I'm drawing is um, on my left. So the switch is on my far right where I can plug my phone. So I just use my power bank and connect my phone to my power bank and just walk. It just helps my phone not to die, and I can stream for a very long time. But apparently it caused the phone to overheat. Billy said, "Do I go live every night?" Yes, I try to go live every night. I try to go live every night. So far, it has been working out okay. Although there was a night where like my network was pretty bad. It was very bad. I think it was on the like I don't remember, like the eighth or seventh day of trying to go live, because I'm not used to this live thing. I've never done it before. Um, and I actually wanted to do live where I could like show my face and stuff, but I can't afford StreamYard. Um, so I just decided to do it the traditional way. Yeah, so I just started going live every day. I don't know if how long it continue, but at the moment I like going live every day. So it has helped me get new friends as well. New friends online, lots of new friends online. Um, Billy said, "Ever thought of TikTok live?" Yeah, I thought about it, but I don't know, man. TikTok pisses me off so much. Like, you see all the like, it's not like YouTube is perfect or anything, but all these other platforms, they really do piss me off, and it's difficult to get like I would say. the friends I have on YouTube, like the people I've met on YouTube, they are a lot more mature than like people I've met on other platforms. Like I don't mean to discriminate on other platforms, but YouTube just feel like it has even though there are like in any, how do I put it now, in any age grade, I just feel like of all age grade, like the people that are usually on YouTube, they are a lot more mature. Um, that may just be my own bias speaking, but on other platforms, they just feel other platforms feel a bit soulless. I can't lie. Like especially like Instagram, for instance, just feels, I don't know, very dystopian. Maybe that's just an exaggeration. Um, but I have thought about it and I have tried it once. Do you recommend it, Billy? Do you recommend TikTok Live? Pro said, by friends, do you mean do you mean middle-aged Discord more? By friends, I meant you guys. What do you mean? Who else is showing up on my streams every day? By friends, I meant you guys. Middle-aged Discord mods. Billy said, I deleted TikTok and Instagram. I now have no social media. Best thing I did mentally. You know what? You're absolutely right. Like I love football, right? And I usually go to on Twitter to get football content, right? To get football content to see what people are saying, right? But I swear that app, man, that app, that app pisses me off so much. Like it's so the way they treat footballers and football and people with different opinions, like it just seems like everyone is just trying to get one up on someone in that platform. uh I don't know how much longer I can take it. um yeah, I it took a while. Like I wasn't on TikTok for years, but because of the fact that I kind of have to promote my art and stuff, so I actually have to go online regularly. Pro said, I finally found someone who also lives under a rock. BD said, in my opinion, I feel like social media is a very toxic place, and all social media is about comparing yourself to others, living a good life, but deep down, they never show the lows of life. Yeah, everyone always shows the highlight reel. No one ever shows the like quiet moments that are difficult. So yeah, that's true. That's very true. Uh, Billy said, wait, Pro said, we totally don't have Discord. Billy said, that's my opinion. Yeah, you lot might think differently. I think the same way as well. Uh, I personally see social media as a, well, I would say social media has like improved my own life personally in terms of like I've been able to get work from people. I've been able to meet really good people. I've connected with people in my country that are from different states, and I've got connected with people abroad as well that have given me work, um, which has been able to give me money as well. I like money a lot, so Yeah, it depends on what you use it for, to be fair. I just try to block out a lot of the noise. Um really it just takes discipline and and being secure to a large extent. Sleep deprived said, who is we? uh Issa said, before you said you aren't disciplined. You wouldn't say so if you are streaming every day. I mean, all right, what I would say is I'll say, okay, I'll say, you know, you have a point there. I'll say it's good to look at things in as a spectrum rather than as absolutes, right? Uh, you could say like how disciplined are you, or how like consistent are you. So I would say on a scale of consistency, I'm not as high as I want to be. Um, yeah, I think that's what I would say. Uh, well, thank you for the encouragement, Isa. Thank you. Uh, what are you guys talking about? You're talking about Discord. Oh, you've Shaq, you've dyed the hair. How does it look? It would be nice to like see what you guys are working on. Like when you guys make statements like this, it would be nice to see. Let me increase the. Sorry, I had to like turn off the music because uh, I have to like sort of monitor the chat. Yo, my phone is dying, man. And if I plug it will probably overheat again. Yeah, it's pissing me off, you know? Please don't explode. Please don't explode. Please don't explode. Um, Pro said, wouldn't you like to know? I like that. I like that. Sleep said, Johnny, stop being self deprecating before I punch you through the screen with positivity. All right, all right, all right. I will stop. um, Pro said, I don't think pain is a positive, but that might just be me. What are you talking about, Pro? Pain. Are you talking about Naruto? Positively punching positivity. Issa said, you're right, he's being so hard on himself. I mean, the reason why I'm like that, I think, is because I know that I can do better. Um, so it's just so frustrating when I don't let myself do better, you know? Especially if you've proved it to yourself before. Hmm. Sleep said, we're gonna go around saying nice things about ourselves. John goes first. Um, Pro said, a bystander will throw a frying pan at your sleep. Trust me, I know. Isa said, yes, but also you should be proud of what you're already doing. Yeah, that is true. That is true. That is true. Um, that is true. I am grateful. I'm grateful. I'm proud of myself. Mm, you can be always worrying about not doing enough. That's not life. That's true. That's true. Yo, I'm getting the philosophical part of Isa. Uh, Pro said, I'm proud about complimenting myself, but yeah, I do agree. Issa said, positive self talk is super powerful. Yes, it is. It is. What's this thing they say? They say your subconscious doesn't know the difference between reality and what's the word? Doesn't know the difference between reality whenever you like sort of make a statement about yourself. So it is always good to speak positively about yourself and about your situations. Of course, you have to be realistic sometimes, but you kind of have to be a bit delusional um, most times about like things you want to achieve and stuff. Pro said, true, people are too hard on themselves. That is facts. Although sometimes that is needed, I will say. Most times that is needed. Um, Issa said, being thankful of what you already have helps so much to get in a good mood. Yeah, yeah, that is actually that is factual. I saw that in a book. I can't remember the name of the book. Um, I think it was by Napoleon Hill. I can't remember the name of the book. But essentially, what they said was that um, if you're feeling like if you're not feeling good, one thing you can do to get in a good mood is that you can, write down the things that you're proud of that you've achieved in your life. Like you could just write like 5 things in total, and then write down the things you are grateful for. Uh, because to be fair, once you actually look at it, there are a lot of people that are doing a lot less um, than you. Sleep said, privilege is a crown atop everyone's head that only they themselves cannot see. Ooh. Oh, look at sleep deprived. Being all philosophical. Uh, Prue said, the only reason someone should be looking at the bad past is solely to improve their future, not feel bad. Because let's be honest, everyone enjoys being negative. Like, actually, it's like an ego boost. Yeah, I guess that's why the traditional media, you see, they have a lot of following. Um, you just they just like negativity spreads like wildfire. Um, so they're always looking for when something bad is happening so that they can spread the news. And those news you see, they spread really fast. If a new cure to a certain disease is invented, that doesn't spread as fast as if a part of the world has been bombed or something like that, or like you know if something unfortunate is happening to someone. uh yeah, sleep is on fire today. She is. Hmm. Onions have layers. Shrek. Quoting Shrek. You're quoting Shrek. Oh my goodness. Mm. Uh, Isa said, no, I think capitalism monet- monetizes from making people feel the need to always have more. Mm. That is true. That is true. What do they call it? The consumerism culture. Um, Always feeling that you need to get the latest thing, the newest iPhone, the newest clothes, the newest cars, and things like that. Uh, Pro said, maybe to me that's just normal human feelings. The need for more. Yeah, that can be both a negative and a positive, to be fair. Mm. Um, Sleep said, normal human feelings aren't over consumption of unnecessary products. Yeah, yeah. Kapu said, I was mixing it up with something else. My bad. Um, Isa said, I would say the need for more comes from the fear of not having enough, as it is not having food or housing. Yeah, that is true. Like, if you notice people, well, most people that have affluence, they don't really care about, um, how would I call it? They really don't care a lot about like trying to impress anyone. In terms of things like cars, maybe most do, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass. But uh, most people that have it all, sometimes they don't really care. Uh, they don't really care to impress anyone. I heard, I don't know if this is true, that what's his name? Warren Buffett, right? He is it that he didn't use like traditional touch screen phones, touch screen devices. He was using like a flip phone or something. I don't know if that's true or that's just propaganda. I don't know. But he was using a flip phone for a very long time to make his calls, and he just had like a normal system for like emails and stuff. Hmm. Yeah, I just wanted to add a bit of like his blade, the blade that usually comes out of his gauntlets. Yo, okay. Hmm. Did my phone crash again? Oh no, okay. Yo, what a powerful yawn. Mm. Sleep said, they're dyeing their hair. When Shark said they're dyeing their hair pink, I realized I probably can't dye mine because my hair is like jet black. Mm. At least now we know something about you. You're just giving your information slowly, 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 slowly. Eventually, we'll figure out where you are, where you live, who you really are. So we've narrowed it down to like how many continents. So we know that you're not in Africa, you're not in South America, you're not in North America. So you're either in Asia, Australia, or Europe. All right. So I don't know a lot about dyeing hair because I've never dyed my hair, to be fair. I know that sounds very boring of me, but I've never dyed my hair. So I have black hair as well. It's not jet black, it's just normal black. So are you saying if your hair is very black, it will be difficult to dye it pink, a color like with a lighter value like pink, or what? Um, Sleep said, I think black hair is hard to dye or something. Maybe you bleach it. Um, I was never interested enough to look it up. Sleep said, oh, that's not reassuring, John. He's scaring me, guys. We'll find you out. We shall know your information. uh, I'm sorry, but I'm just looking at. It's like I'm just looking for errors. Sleep said, "Wow, everyone left me to solely listen to you dox me." uh, Isa said, "I have quite dark brown hair, and a few years ago I would bleach my hair platinum blonde to dye it in a different color every other month." Wow, you were going aggressive with the dyeing. I had to dye it like 3 times. Oh my god, three! Oof. Does it hurt when it's being dyed? When the hair is being dyed, does it like is there any pain to the scalp or something? Um Steve said sounds like a lot of work for my lazy ass. Oh, sometimes it burns a little. Oh, ish. Uh, I personally have never had the urge to like dye my hair. I think the max I've done was on like maybe when I was graduating secondary school, and I had a very ugly haircut, by the way. I don't know what I was thinking. That was the, I think that's the ugliest I've ever. Looking at it now, that's the ugliest I've ever been in my life. A very terrible haircut, to be honest. And my friend let me keep it. Like, what the hell, bro? Like, he let me keep that haircut. Like, oh. Anyways, I did that haircut and then I dyed my hair black. I didn't dye it a different color. Because our school was quite strict, to be fair. Very strict school. Not very strict school, but yeah, that was the only time I dyed my hair. I dyed it black. Um, Issa said eventually I started to also flat iron it and it started to get thinner. Sorry. My sister, my sister, she I think at some point, I think she just shaved her hair. Like she just went like low cut. Like she just shaved everything. She said she was just tired. She said she was tired of going to the salon every time. I was like, oh my god. I didn't believe it when I saw her. She was like, I don't give a damn, bro. Um Pro said, guys, if you could have any JoJo Bizarre Adventure stand, um, which would it be and why? I know about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but I've never watched it. The only one I watched was the first one, where I think there was like a vampire or something like that. Um, but I didn't continue. I didn't continue. Are they called stand or stands? I thought they were called stands. Isa said, yes, a lot of work. I had hair to my shoulders and I love to dye in it. That's why I did it. Like I remember like when I was younger, I was always relaxing my hair and the thing would come out super curly, like crazy. Like and I liked that feeling for a while. Um but I did it a couple of times to be fair. I did it a couple of times. I even went to school like with my hair relaxed. Which like for my school at that time it wasn't like, you know, they will complain about it, the teachers. So yeah, let me plug my iPad. Yeah, so I did relax my hair, but after some time I stopped because yo, I just got tired, man. And these days I just rock a normal low cut because I just don't have the energy. I just don't have the energy. Um, um yeah. Sleep deprived said terrible childhood haircuts. I just a canon event. You know what would be always funny? Like whenever I rocked up home, when I was younger, when I came like home with some strange new haircuts, the way my mom always looked at me, I wish I could just like I wish I had a picture of her expressions whenever she just looked at me, like with my haircuts, like that time. She would just be like, what is wrong with this boy? It was always so funny. And she would then begin speaking like talking it to me in Igbo and like complaining and she would she would try to bring other people into the conversation. Um, Pro said, what did I miss out on? We're talking about bad haircuts and dyeing hair, our hair different colors. Sleep said, love the thought of shaving my hair to let my scalp feel the breeze, you know. Exactly. I like that feeling like like if when I'm exercising, maybe when I'm doing like crunches or sit-ups, like when I'm holding my head and like doing the crunches, I like actually feeling my head. I don't know why. It's just I don't know. But when I have so much hair and I'm exercising and I'm sweating, I just feel I just feel like the hair is in the way of the sweat and I'm not getting enough breeze for some reason. Anyways, um, uh, Issa said, I thought of shaving my hair. I would say I don't care if I mess up my hair. I can always shave it, and I really wanted to do it. Um, or was I so crazy? No, you weren't. Well, I'm not a lady, so I don't really know. Like I know that my sister, like she liked having her hair long, uh, but like I said, she just like at some point she just got tired. I don't know if I think I haven't seen her face in a while, so I don't know what she has done with her hair lately. But she just shaved her hair at one point, and she was like, fuck it, I'm not doing this hair thing for a while. I think she was just pissed off about something. You know that I don't know if you watched Avatar the Last Airbender. There was a scene of Azula where she was like alone and she was trying to cut her hair. She was trying to do her hair and she had fired all her what do they call them? Uh what's the opposite of manservants? Anyway, her servants, she had fired all her servants. And so she was having trouble with her hair. And then she just like took some scissors and just absolutely destroyed her hair. That was funny. That was a funny scene. She was just having beef with everything. Anyways, I think that was sort of like my sister's situation at that point in time. It was very funny, very funny. Um, uh, Pro said you shouldn't go bald. If the girl in the picture is you, there is no universe where it would be smart to go bald, since you look great. Isa said, yes, I'm not caring about brushing it or anything. Um, uh, yeah. Lisa said, I agree, I would probably look quite ugly. uh, Sleep said, that's just societal standard to say you'd look ugly if you shaved it. It's probably quite freeing to actually do it. Yeah, actually. I mean, as a guy, I shave my hair a lot, so my hair like a lot of breeze. Like I remember when I was keeping an afro. Oh my god, I've kept such weird haircuts, some terrible haircuts as well. I remember when I was rocking an afro, and I don't know why I was doing that, to be honest. I just kept my hair. I would keep my hair for months and months and months, and like whenever and I never like fully ever shaved my hair like very low. But the first time I did it, oh my god, the breeze! I just felt like I had sixth sense. I was feeling like Martian Manhunter. I was feeling telepathic. That's what I would say. So much breeze. I never knew the world had so much breeze in it. Pro said, I'm not saying going bald is bad. I'm saying that 99% of girls look way better with hair. Hmm. I don't know. Well, yeah, that is true. You do look better with hair, to be fair. But I remember when I was in secondary school, there were some girls that did shave their heads and like they just rocked normal lookouts and they still look good. Issa said, yes, I agree. I hate social pressures. But I'll be so scared. I'll be so scared to regret it. Billy said, I'm back. Welcome back, man. Welcome back. We're just talking about dyeing hairs. And have you ever dyed your hair, Billy? Issa said, I mean, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I mean, yeah, most times, but there are people that are objectively ugly and objectively beautiful. Is that the right word? Objectively? Yeah, objectively. Said you can always find an eye an eye beholder who likes you bowed. Maybe, I don't know. It's possible. Yeah, it's possible. Definitely. JD said, guys, I'm back. Yeah, how's the coding going? Were you able to finish? Uh Hope the coding went well. Pro said, just got 100% on my driving quiz. Ah, congrats, bro. Congrats. You seem to be really good at school, Pro. Seem to be really good at school. Issa said, good night. Good night, guys. Good night, Issa. Uh, have a nice rest. Pro said, hey, you're more like us. We have to celebrate. Wait, celebrate what? What are you talking about? Oh yeah, Billy. I thought someone else was sleeping. I thought Issa was the one going to bed. I just saw that she was telling Billy good night. Good night, Billy. Thanks for tuning in again. I appreciate it. Have a nice night. Oh, he said this time was 12:13. Mine is 1:19. So what, you're like an hour behind, right? That's cool. That's cool. There are some days where Nigeria's time or West African time and UK's time are like almost similar. Like in terms of, it's like if it's like 1 o'clock here, it's 1 o'clock there. But there are times when they are ahead of us and or when they are behind us, I think. Uh Dreddy said, where is Billy going? He's going to bed. He has a life apparently. Pro said, what would it feel like to have eyes on your hands? You'd have to ask those guys in Naruto. Um, what's the name? Pretty uncomfortable, I guess. And your vision will be always impaired because of your fingers. Your fingers would always be in the way. Uh, yeah, I think I'm very behind on the charts. Again, a very bad habit. JD said, Billy, don't leave me here. Uh, Sleep said, no, imagine wiping and keeping your eyes closed. Uh, Aisa said, I think afros look nice. Yeah, yeah, it's a nice cut. It's a nice trim. It's a nice trim, I can't lie. It's just so exhausting, man. Like the constant combing, like the upkeep, the hair creams. Oh, uh, yeah, yeah. Shaved hair is more convenient to do. It's also cheaper. It's also cheaper and easier to maintain. You just need a bit of hair cream, uh, to just maintain it. And you just take your bath and you're good. And I just go to the salon once in a while, to just like reduce it again, just a little bit. Pro said, what I will say is that most people say, hmm? What I will say that most people say is physical beauty is only the base, as what brings real connection and love is internal beauty. I mean, that's true. Like if you have a nice balance of both, um, I take that any day of the week. Um, yeah, but everybody like prefer different things. So JD said, John, I've never had a hair dye. What do you mean? Even like black? Well, I've only dyed my hair like I think once or twice, and it was just like to make it darker. It's just black dye. And you can try it today if you haven't. What color would you like to dye your hair, JD? What color? Uh, Pro said, guys, the other day I saw a video and it was asking an intriguing question. He said, what did it say? Pro said, let's say you are asked by a super intelligent AI which box you want to pick. Box A holds 1K cash, box B is a mystery as it can hold either 1 million cash or zero cash. Um, Second part will be typed out next. You can either pick box B or box A. Wait, you can either pick box B or box A and B. However, the AI made a prediction before you entered the room. He always predicted 1K people. Right. What? Oh, do you mean that the AI already predicted that 1,000 that people would pick the box that holds the $1,000 cash? Hmm. Pro said if he predicted you would choose box B, then box B would have $1 million. If he predicted that you would choose both boxes, box B would have $0. The question is, are you taking box B or are you taking both boxes? That's a deep question. Um, Billy has been subbed out, and now we're left with Pro. What's the name of that philosopher? What's his name? Not philosopher, psychologist. That popular psychologist. Forgotten his name. Anyways, I pick box B because I might get 1 million. So I mean I'm already doing all right. So if I miss out on 1K, I won't feel so bad. But the feeling of the fact that I might have gotten $1 million, I believe. Yeah, that would haunt me. So I'd rather miss out on 1 million than I'd rather miss out on $1,000 than the possibility of a million. So that's where I'm at. Mm. Dreddy said coding is so frustrating, but at the same time it's fun if you learn it. Yeah, I'm never learning coding, bro. Never learning coding. Um, I mean, if my life depended on it, like I would learn it, but yeah, it's just not my forte. Mm, Isa said, Box B isn't the obvious answer. Oh my, oh my dummy. Exactly. Box B is the obvious answer. Uh, Pro said, Isa, you know what's crazy? Uh, this question has people picking box B or both. No one doubts their answer and they think they are right. I would also pick box B only. Yeah, I guess that's the objectively correct answer. The more risk to reward ratio. Like it's fair. I mean, if box A had like $500,000, like half the money, then I'd consider box A. But box A has just like what 1,000. Yeah, yeah. That's not enough to sway me, man. Um, that's not enough to sway me. Pro said each side has its own reasons. Um, Issa said, well, the other side is wrong. JD said, stop confusing me with the box. Issa said, I'm super confused too. Pro said, if you want a better explanation, watch a video on it. Issa said, no, no, thanks. Mm. Issa said, your lines are so nice. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You'd get that with Procreate. Uh, uh, Procreate just makes line work very clean. Where you might have a bit of challenges if you go to Clip Studio Paint. If your hand hasn't been strong enough, it can be a bit difficult. JD said John will dye it white. Oh, you dye your hair white? Hmm. Like completely like Snow White, or like do you mean like silver, or what other color is kind of like white? Pro said Bro's about to get a virus and he'll have no clue. This is a real poor showing for me. Can't lie. JD said, if I miss out on 1K, I might fall sick. Eh, yeah, but like you could get 1 million. Like you could get, I'm starting my own business money, you know? You could get, I'm going on a vacation money. Or with 1K, you're like, I'm paying my phone bill for how many weeks money? I mean, that's pretty important. Don't get me wrong, but like the possibility of getting 1K. Uh, mm, Issa said, I'm gonna go make myself a salad, then I'll be back. Uh, Pro said, just subscribe to your channel, make one for me too. Why you, yo, Issa's, wait, what? JD, you're always asking for food. Um, you're always asking for food, but you still haven't given us the free giveaway um, that you promised. Hmm. Why can't wait? Is it that you can't look at someone's channel uh whenever they're on live? Uh because I'm also trying to subscribe to Pro's channel as well, but I can't for some reason. Uh does Pro have any videos? That was a good scratch. JD said, I've always loved food because I want to have a little weight. You want to add a little weight. Oh, so you're skinny. It's not hard to add a little weight. Where the issue comes is when you're trying to reduce. That's a challenge. Oh my goodness. What a stretch. If you just eat carbs for a whole month, you add weight. You become soft as jelly. Um, Issa said, I think you can't subscribe to him because he's making a salad. JD said, Pro ain't got any videos like me. Oh, I wish you guys had YouTube channel as well. Um, so I can subscribe and support and like come on your lives or something. Um, show up on your lives and you know give support and have conversations as well. That would be cool. JD said, Johnny, I'm slim. Oh, so you want to add weight because you're slim. I mean, you can just have a bit of fufu here and there. You have like, just eat fufu and egusi soup for like a week, and you'll be surprised at how sporadic you just you just added weight. Adding weight is not a problem. We have a lot of carbs. Carbs is quite easy to get as well. Yes, fufu. Or you could have pounded yam, pandu, pounded yam, and soup. You eat it for like 1 week. You'll be forcing yourself to lose weight by the end of the day because there's so much concentrated carbohydrates in it. It's crazy. Issa said maybe try eating dessert every day. JD said I'll prefer rice to fufu. Okay. You don't like fufu, no? Hello, Pro. Oh, that was fast. Was the salad already in the freezer? Thought you'd have to like cut it or something. Dum, dum, dum. Sleep said, I'm still here by the way, just listening. Ah, you're spectating. You add some muscles. Uh, Pro said, I don't mean to brag, but I eat something, I eat some seriously healthy salads. I mean, you need it for the sports you play. You need to stay healthy. If your diet is messed up, you could perform poorly during training and with the amount of sports you're doing or exercises. You need your you need your balanced diet. Aisha said, I'm struggling to eat veggies every day. You're not alone. This healthy diet thing is it's not easy. Um, it's not easy at all. I also try to have like balanced diet, um, but a lot of the time it doesn't work. Food is expensive, especially good food, like getting protein and stuff. Protein is, protein is expensive, man. They call it big man food over here in Nigeria. Mm. Pro said, Isa, is there any vegetable you like or at least tolerate? Isa said, I love desserts and some days I just crave sweets so bad. I like most veggies. I like most of them too, especially when I'm mixing them with like normal food. Um, it tastes better when you're mixing them with um different meals. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, I said I don't feel like eating something that is not sweet. Uh, Pro said, take a take a break off sweets. I know it's hard. and dry things like fruits, vegetables will be more appetizing. Sleep said, I hate sweet foods. I really love foods that burn my mouth from spice. You fell well with the Yoruba people of my country. Um, Yoruba people like a lot of pepper and spice in their food. Isa said, yesterday and today I ate veggies in my meals. Ooh, that's good. That's good. That's great. Sleep. Pro said, sleep. What I understand from what you just said is I enjoy feeling pain because it's fun. Are you okay? Sleep said, oh, you caught me. I'm a masochist. Uh, Isa says, spicy food can be bad for your colon. Yeah, the Yoruba people of my country don't give a damn, man. Yeah, they're having spicy foods every day, any day. And most times it slaps. Um, Isa, have you ever heard of pepper soup? There is a soup called pepper soup in my country. Um, it's extremely delicious. You might have to rethink um, your spicy food decisions. Mm. Sleep said, Isa, shh, I hear enough of that already. Isa said it's hard on the stomach too. I think if you were brought up eating spicy foods, you won't feel it. Like, there's a lot of, like, we have different cultures here, and they have a lot of spicy foods. Uh, there are some that they are, I can't tolerate, but a lot of them are really good. Uh, Pro said on Saturday, my teammates were eating rip-off takis during the game. What are those? What are those? What are takis? Oh, network is bad. Oh my goodness. There's no connection to the internet. Taki taki, taki taki rumba. Taki taki, taki taki rumba. Um. Oh yeah. Oh, I know what these are. We call them something different over here, though. I don't know. I've forgotten the name for the call it. Isa said my ex-boyfriend overdid the spices and he wouldn't listen. Then I had to, I had to smell. You had to, you, you had, you had to smell his farts. Those are stomach churning farts. Yeah. Um, those farts that can change the internal structure of your innards, can just turn your stomach to mush. Every single thing you've had for the last week. Hmm. Sleep said, I'm coming over to your country then. Please don't ever come to Nigeria. It's like the worst place to ever be in. You can order foods from here though, but don't ever come to this country. Absolute horrible place. Horrible place. Mm. Isa said, no, I didn't know. I love spicy food. I just tried to be gentle on my body. Yeah, I understand. I understand. Pro said, were his farts silent bombs or doom and despair or nuclear missiles? Isa said, mostly loud. He just didn't care about my well being. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. So he would just let it rip like that in front of you. In our country, that's what they call sea finish. We have a slang for that. It's called sea finish. Sea finish is basically when you're overly familiar with somebody to the point that you don't have shame about anything that you do in front of them. Um, it's kind of how like uh, maybe if you have like friends and maybe they change in front of you or something like that. Pro said, I have a friend who tried doing the coughing method during a serious test. He tried and failed 3 times. He didn't practice well enough, I guess. Apparently, he didn't. Imagine you're trying to cough and then you just let one out. Very embarrassing. Um, you will be embarrassed. Uh, Sleep said, I don't like mine much. Each um oh, he said I don't like mine much. Let's both run away, leave off borders or something. Yeah, I mean I would have loved to do that, but I'm broke as shit, to be honest. I'm broke as shit. One of my greatest goals is to leave this country. Like that sounds sad, but like that is true. Like I dream of leaving this country, my country. Like I love my country and I love the people in it. Uh, but like it's just unbearable over here. I can't lie. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. To be fair, it's just so sad. I would have asked you your country, sleep, but you would say, what's the word? Wouldn't you like to know? Mm. Issa said, hopefully he feels better now. Hopefully, hopefully. Yeah, I got what you were saying, sleep. Pro said, bro, the other day he farted so many times in that same class to the point where my friend was sitting next to him started making fart noises. And the class thought the other guy did it. That guy can't be serious. He can't be serious. What the hell? Should have just taken an excuse and just go somewhere else and just relieve himself. But I do get it. we had a lot of people like that, but like if you farted in class, um, they would probably expose you, like because your friend wouldn't be able to bear it. Like it smells awful, man. Like get the hell out of here, you know? Uh, oh, so he just let it go, like whenever I felt like it. Ah, that's just that's just terrible. That's just terrible. What the hell? What the helly? Uh, w- wasn't it like teacher in class? Like, surely if he's doing it that much, the teacher would like hear him. Mm. Pro said, it's funny when you're not in range of the stench. Oh, all right. Yeah, exactly. Like, if I was his friend, like, I'd kick his ass, man. Like, what the hell, bro? Yeah, I would get so angry, but I can relate. Sometimes you just can't control it. But still, though, like after you've done it twice, on the third attempt, I know that you're taking the piss, as the British would say. Are you taking the fucking piss? Lisa said I'll probably get in a fight, like a rant. Prue said, let's act that out. I'll be the farting kid, and you be the victim who has to smell it. uh, Lisa said, once I started crying because my boyfriend wouldn't stop farting. Wow. What? Why we will be taking a nap? Oh my goodness. That's actually funny. I can actually visualize that. I can actually visualize that. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. Like I said, they call that sea finish in my country. Sea finish. Um, yeah, I mean, bro, it sucks, but it's funny. Pro said, dude, one day that kid will fart, and the moment he stands up, we'll see a pancake on his pants. Oh my gosh. We'll see pancake on his pants. Issa said, I mean, he deserves that. Said, I think there's something deeper going on, like either on his mind or his intestines. Probably. Maybe he has some gut problem. I mean, if he just does a little bit of fasting, he'll be okay. Um, if he does like probably even just 20-hour fast, his system will just reset and he'll be good. Pro said it's called the absence of embarrassment or empathy. Yeah, someone who does that just needs calling out. I don't mind if one or two lets rip, but once you're doing it over and over again, it's just a bit problematic. Hmm. Uh, JD said, John, the abs is sure gonna take time. Yes, apparently. Apparently. His abs are rock hard. If I lock in though, I can finish it real quick. Dun, 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 dun. Hmm. Sleep said, gonna have you know I hate fat humor, so I completely zoned out. Why do you hate fat humor? Does it sound does it sound childish to you or what? What's your favorite type of humor then? Isa said, understandable. JD said, John, do you need a helping hand with that? With what exactly? Do you want to ink for me? Mm. Pro said, I would say I'm lucky, so I have a weak nose. So I'm the one who gets to laugh at him farting, and at the face is the ones who smell the putrid stench. Uh, Pro said, either way, you can see it as humor or you can see it as a horror story. Uh, Issa said, I hate having someone else's poop particles up on my nostrils. Yeah, um, you're basically ingesting their rotten food, like the food that didn't probably digest well or like are useless. Um, you're just having the reserves. Ooh, their DNA. Um, Sleep said, I don't know. Humor is subjective. I like I like clever quips. Oh, um, like um, like those ones from characters like Tony Stark, like Iron Man. Iron Man's humor is the best. Bruce said, plus it's plus it's warm. What is what is worse about a fart? The smell or the warmth of the air? Sleep said this is disgusting. Yo, um, Sleep, you always get beaten. You always get beaten by Pro. Like, whenever you should just let him have his way. Like when he's done, he'll like let it go. But when you antagonize him, when you antagonize him, he's just going to hold on to it for a very long time. He's just going to hold on to it for a very long time. You just have to be patient with him and just now he's going to be talking about fast for the next 30 to 1 hour, 30 minutes to 1 hour. Hmm. um Pro said, don't bring back don't bring back Ozempic. Jay-Z said no Ozempic again. Isa said, if she can profit from the fat court. I like how you think. I like how you think. Your business first. Business first. I like that. Pro said, I'm a leader now of two cults. We just have to get the haters on our side. Good luck with that, bro. Good luck with that. Isa said, Isa has a heart of gold. He said, I don't want it if it means the suffering of the other viewers. Oh, that's nice. Dun, 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 dun. Oh my God, is rain about to fall? I swear, guys, if this rain falls, let me just explain to you what happens whenever rain falls in my country. The first thing that happens is that all the power supply just goes. Like this place will turn into Gotham. Um, Everywhere will just become dark, and I'll have to use my lamp. So rain that is supposed to be a good thing and a blessing, you'll be praying for rain not to happen. And you need rain, but you'll be praying for rain not to happen so that you can have light. because when the rain starts falling, uh, Isa said, "I don't like this game." Uh, JD said, "John, the Knuckles reminds me of Sonic Dash." Sonic Dash? Yeah, I've watched Sonic Hedgehog. I watched the first movie. Um, uh, you're talking about live action, right? I don't know if there's like an animated series of it, but I've I've watched just the first movie. I've watched the first movie. Which one are you talking about? The movie or like is there like an animated series? Oh, the movie. All right. I've watched the first movie. I haven't watched the rest though. I just didn't care enough to. It's very difficult for me to watch movies these days. Very difficult. As much as I want it, I want to like, you know, I want to chill as well, but I literally can't afford to. Sleep deprived said, "I'm gonna go." Uh, you're going to bed? Um, Asleep? Are you going to bed? Uh, mm, Sleep said, "You're not my mom, pro." Issa said, "What do you think about anime style?" That's what I'm learning now because it feels satisfying, but the males cringe me so much. Yeah, you mean like the way they draw the guys? I can't lie, I've never really been a fan of the art style. I do like the stories, but the art style itself, I've never really been a fan of it. Sleep said, "My self-destructive lifestyle is my consequence to suffer from." Um, all right, sleep. Have a good night. Um, I hope you have good dreams as well, if you like dreaming. Yeah, but anyways, it's I like I like the arts. I like the art form. I respect the art form. Um, I enjoy it when I can, but I don't like necessarily like their art style of like their style of animation. I don't like how they draw both women, men and women. I understand like there are most times when like the characters are really cute, but sometimes I just feel like they do too much. I don't have a problem with it though. It's just an art form. It's just not an art form that I would like to use or learn rather. Uh, Um, Sleep said, bye. Amazing art as always. Sorry I couldn't stick around till the end. I have consequences to suffer. Yeah, no problem, Sleep. Have a nice day and have a nice night. And have a nice week ahead of you. Um, yeah, I appreciate you always like tuning in. Thank you. Yeah, but regarding the art style, I don't have a problem with the art style. It's just not my thing. I don't like it, to be honest. I don't like it, but I respect it, and the artists are really skilled. So, and I respect skill. Uh, but I just wouldn't draw like that. Although I would say, the anime style is, they copy the manga of this, like whatever anime they're making. Usually they do try to imitate the manga style, and so usually they're kind of copying the manga art style. But I like some of my favorite artists of all time are manga artists. So um, you know, there's that. Like the way they draw guys versus the way they draw women, like to actually get good at that, because these are really skilled artists, right? So they are really good at what they do. Um, so what that means is that they've actually learned the basics, they've learned the fundamentals. Before they then, because what they're doing is basically stylized art. So you kind of need to learn like the basics first, because all those head angles, they use a lot of like really tricky techniques when they are drawing. So yeah, you just have to take note of that. I wouldn't start learning like anime art style straight ahead. I'll probably learn like the basics first. I'm not saying like I did make the error of just drawing stylized art directly at first, but I wouldn't recommend it if you're just starting out. I would suggest that you learn to draw realistically at least, or something close to realism, just a little bit, nothing detailed, before you then begin doing stylized art, because that is how you eventually find your own art style and what you're comfortable with. So that is how I look at it. But out of all the manga artists in the world, they're like, I think I like a lot of them, but my favorite is Takehiko Inoue and what's the other guy's name? Yusuke Murata. I don't know if you've watched One Punch Man. Like the manga is actually amazing, so it's like my favorite. I really like the art. The art is a bit realistic, so I could look at the art all day. I go always go back to look at the manga panels, because I use it for inspiration. I use it for inspiration, and yeah, it helps me out a lot with my own comic. But generally, like anime, like manga, I could watch it, but I'm not like a huge fan of the art style. JD said, I need a bit of advice. What do you need? I love watching anime, but I have less interest in reading manga. And that's not a problem. That's not an issue. Everyone has their own medium preferences. Some people prefer reading books to watching movies. Some people prefer movies to books. You know, um, none of them is wrong. It's just what you prefer. That's not a problem. That's just a preference. At first, I liked reading. I liked watching anime a lot. But these days, whenever I hear that there's a good anime, what I just do is that because I tend to approach things a lot from the artistic point of view. Because whenever I see an angle in an animation or like maybe like a fight scene, I always like to see that is a really my the first thing that will come to my mind is like I would say that's a really nice fight scene. How was it done? Right? That's the first question I would ask myself. How was it done in the actual manga? So I would then I'll go look at the manga to see how the artist did it and see like whether there was any consistencies or like whether the art style was copied or whether the fight scenes, whether there were any new innovation, right? Um, to the fight scene that is being done. So that's how I kind of like to look at it. So that's why I read more manga than watch anime these days. And to be fair, I think I need to read less and create more. Um, that's what I would say. Uh, Pro said, totally agree. Yeah, that's true. JD said, my problem is that I've got a lot at hand. Plus, I'm having lectures today, but it's gonna be later in the day since we just completed our quiz. Mm. Yeah, like I said, there's this thing I heard. You just need to figure out what your priority is. The anime is always going to be there to watch, so you don't need to stress out about that. You can always watch the anime later, but getting good grades can't wait. So you need to, you know, figure out how to put yourself in the, how to give yourself the best leverage in terms of your academics. Uh, Issa said, I love Junji Ito. Ooh, I've heard about that. I've actually never read it. I've like I've seen the manga, but I've never actually read it. I've seen like pages from the manga on the internet. Never actually read it. The art style is really cool, by the way. Pro said that's a cool way to see anime and manga. Yeah, 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 yeah. Because my mind is always like geared towards like how can I replicate that whenever I look at a manga or an anime. Issa said, I'm so in love with his art and his stories. I would love to draw grotesque things like his work. Yeah. Uh, you know, that would take practice. That would take practice. But it, it depends. Do you want to actually do comic books or manga? Because that takes a lot of energy. I can't lie. That takes a lot of energy. It's draining. It's time consuming. You probably won't have a lot of friends except like manga artists, fellow manga artists or comic book artists. Um, uh, by you won't have a lot of friends. I mean, like you might have to, um, you might have to like not go out a lot, that type of thing. Because creating an artwork of that level, because I've seen his art, it takes a lot of time and patience, a lot of work, a lot of trial and error, you know. So uh, my own favorite manga artist is Inoue, the guy who did Vagabond, and Yusuke Murata. Those are the two guys I look up to. And then Boichi. Boichi is just like he's just crazy. So I don't I don't think I would want to spend time rendering the way he does. He takes it too far sometimes in terms of how much detail he puts on his work. I think I fucked up. I think I fucked up with the perspective. Uh, Pro said, if you like anime, watch anime. If you like manga, read manga. If you can't, uh, when you're not free, then wait till you're free. Yeah, I guess it's pretty simplistic when you put it like that. Uh, Dredd is a pro, but on the brighter side, one of my lecturers called off our class. Guess which lecturer it is, pro? My Python lecturer. Just had a wonderful stretch. Yo. Issa said, I got so obsessed with him. I read everything I could find on the internet. That's when you know you figured out your artist or the artist that you like. Um, what artist was that for me? I've had that experience with several artists, to be fair. I've had that experience with Jim Lee. I've had that experience with Yusuke Murata. I've had it with Inoue. I've had it with um, Jason Fabok. I've had it with David Finch. I've had that feeling or that being drawn to someone else's art. I've had that feeling a lot, to be fair. So I can relate to what you mean. Uh, and the next thing to do when you're having that feeling is what I did is that I just pick up the artist work and just try to draw them over and over and over again. And then that's when you see the boring aspects of art. Um, it's not so fun, and you see that it takes a long time to actually create good art like this. Let me, let me be, let me. Uh, Process. Uh, I'm guessing you don't know about John's comic or Dread, right? Oh yeah, it's true. Yeah. Yeah, I do have a comic. Isa said you scroll a bit through the first chapter. It looks really cool. Oh, thank you. The first chapter, I can't lie, like the first 5 or 4 chapters are not great. I can't lie. I wish I could redraw them. Um, they are not a telling of what my current skills are, but it's still important to have those work in existence. But um, yeah, those first uh, those first few chapters are not they're not my best work. can't lie. I'm not so proud of them. I'm proud they exist. I'm proud I did them. But you know, the art will be better, and the story as well. Uh, Pro said, well, now you do. Also, remember that the anime or manga isn't going anywhere. So take your time and don't stress about it. Uh, Isa said, yes, I'm so in love with his work. Also, he seems like such a nice person. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Um, Isa said, actually, even if my drawings don't look so good, it is such an immersive experience. You know what? This is one way to know if you're going to be good at something. How you feel about it, right? Even as long as you don't feel discouraged, right, by the way you draw, and you always enjoy it, and it's like a, how would I put it? It's like a feeling or like a high you're always chasing. I'm telling you, you're going to do well at art, because you would reach a point where you sort of can't really live without drawing, and you have to draw every day. You just have to, because what you would see is that you always be seeing ideas that you can practice, ideas you can execute, and you will always be itching to execute them. And before you know it, you have so much works on your plate that you don't know what to do with. And you know, you have no choice but to force yourself to improve as an artist. And that's when you start doing studies like me. Um, you know, the same way bodybuilders do exercises to improve their physique, you'll be doing exercises to improve your art. So, but I would say, like, if you have a story or a story idea that you have, you can start it. You can start it. I have planned. I think Pro has made this suggestion as well. To do like work on my comic live, right? So that, like, people can see it. Do like a live where I draw my comic, or like a page in my comic rather. I think that would be helpful to people. And uh, I really want to have my own like comic book story, and I think everyone should have their own as well, because it gives you purpose. And when you're working on like your own stuff, and it makes it a bit more difficult. Like when you begin working on your own stuff, it makes it a bit more difficult to work on. Um, all your energy will be transferred towards working on your own project. Uh, Dreddy said, John, I need a free Wi-Fi. Okay. We don't live in the same place, so uh, no, I can't share my Wi-Fi at the moment. You know, I can't do that now. Can't do that now. Also, Pro said, "Oh yeah, the 2K. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, I'll get to 2K subscribers. I'll do a live stream and like do drawings of my comic. Like the comic I'm currently working on. I'll show it to people, like my process and how I'm working on it." JD said, "But I don't feel anything for Python." But what was that thing when you were young that always like inspired you? whenever you saw it, it just filled you with energy. Mine was like superheroes and like movement. I loved movement a lot when I was young, and I always wanted to draw like whatever movements that I was seeing, right? So it's also why I liked Tarzan the cartoon a lot. I liked the way, the way he moved, like it was just unique. Like there was a fight scene in the first book. I said book. The first movie, I believe, where he was fighting with leopard. Was it a leopard or panther? I think it was a leopard. Um, I loved that scene so much. I loved that scene. I loved the leopard. I loved even the beginning of the movie where like the mother of like Tarzan's mother, Tarzan's like um ape or gorilla mother, where she was like trying to help him out of their burning building. Like I just loved that scene. I just loved that scene. It's one thing that made me fall in love with animation. I really love animation. Um, and I wanted to be an animator from that period onwards. But then I saw comic. Comic is a bit similar, not similar in the sense of like it's similar in the sense of like the sequential art form, or rather the sequential art form. Oh, all right. If that's what you're passionate about, um, then if coding will help you get there, then I guess that's the. But is coding your strength? Is that where you know how would I put it now? Like if I wanted to make a game, right? I want to make animated movies, right? At the end of my end goal, right, is to make movies like or TV shows like Invincible, right? Or like an animated version of The Boys. That's my goal at the end of the day, to make several stories like that. Um, I can't animate my way there, but what I can do is that I could tell that story. I could bring that story into existence. And so that's what I'm working on. That's like the first phase. So after that, the next thing I'll do is then start pitching the story. But at the moment, I need to develop at least a good 100 chapters of the story uh, before I start pitching it out to people. Anyways, um, pros same. You said you got another 100% on your driving quiz. Congrats, bro. Congrats. JD said, it's just left. Wait. It's just left with me getting time for the programming languages and understanding them. I mean, if you like it, sometimes you don't need to necessarily love it. But if you like it, and your passion for making games is strong enough, then I think you should do it. You should keep, persevering. That's the word. You should keep persevering, and you get better, and eventually you just feel like normal routine. JD said mine was Captain Planet. Planet. Captain Planet. Let me see that. What's that? Cap- Captain. Move, Captain. I won't ask a second time. Oh, I've never seen this. I've never seen this. Do you know what this reminded me of? X-Men. Dun ding dun dun ding dun dun ding dun 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 ding dun dun ding dun dun ding dun dun dun. There was this TV show called X-Men Evolution. Yeah, I really like that one too. My favorite character was Quicksilver. I drew that guy over and over and over again. I just liked his hair. I liked his silver hair. I liked how he ran. I liked even a bit of his mischievous nature. Um, JD said, but I enjoyed Power Rangers the most. Are you talking about like the live action Power Rangers? I I don't know. The only reason I watched Power Rangers, and the only time I watched Power Rangers was because that was the only thing to watch. But I never truly like enjoyed Power Rangers. I don't know if there was an animated show. If there was an animated show, I probably have liked it. Um, but I never had access to an animated show of Power Rangers if there ever was any. So the intro song to that X-Men Evolution was really good. I really liked that show, man. I uh Jody said I still watch Naruto, but it's just that now programming is taking my time and I've been occupied, so I don't watch them again. Exactly. That is what adulthood is about, to be honest. You have a lot of responsibilities to yourself and your future the older you get, and it becomes a lot harder and a lot more difficult to keep up with trends and things that you actually enjoyed, especially when you were younger. So I can relate to that a lot. When I was younger, I watched a lot of movies. These days, I can't even try it. Whenever I watch a movie, I feel like I should be doing something else. Like I can be doing something else with my existence. Um, yeah, but Naruto is fire. Naruto is fire. Um, uh, JD said, John, will you help me with the animation when I get there? But I think Pro can lend me a helping hand. I mean, if I have enough money by then, I'd sponsor your project myself. Um, if I have enough money. Uh, but if not, you might have to pay me. You might have to pay me a fee for it. Oh my goodness, John. The hell? Goodness gracious. Mm, wait. Pro said, wait, what happened? I'm like semi-focused on this and my driving, of course. We're just talking about, you know, passion and what you like doing. Uh, JD said, I love, I love games, and I have decided to make one, but it's just that I slack off. Plus, I sleep. It's not a lot. I sleep a lot as well. I sleep a lot as well. I tried sleeping this afternoon. I slept for like 6 hours. So there you go. I sleep like I'm 90 years old. Uh, That is just my only problem. Mm. Uh, Pro said, wait, Jedi said, wait, Johnny, you should watch it. What are you talking about? Are you talking about Power Rangers? Are you talking about Power Rangers? Um, Jed said, Pro said, Dread, it's always easier to stay on task when you have someone encouraging you, usually a partner working with you. Yeah, that's true. What do they call them? They call it having a running mate, or what do they call it? A body system where you guys can check up on your progress, and if you are, you know, meeting your KPI or expected output. Um, Pro said, oh yeah, Dred said, I learned the codes on my own after lectures. There's no one to encourage and tell me to keep pushing hard. I'll get there one day. Yeah, definitely, definitely, definitely you will. I understand that feeling though. I understand that feeling. When you are the only one, like it looks like you're the only one putting in the extra effort. I get you. Ah. Uh, Wheezy said, "Hello, how are you? Ah, thanks for coming by, bro. I'm fine. How are you doing? How's the Sunday? You chop rice?" Said, "Don't mind my lateness, please." No problem, bro. No problem. We all have lives, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope the family is good. Uh, Issa said, "When I learned SQL, I stopped at that part." Wait, Dreddy said, "You should start learning them, cause the earlier the better. You have to get the basics of codes before your lecturers confuse you in the programming languages." Yeah, that's true. That's true. What are projects? What are projects? Oh, projects. Oh, projects. Wizzy said last small, small. No wala, no wala, chief, no wala. Oh, all right. You said I should watch Captain Planet. All right, I'll check it out. I'll check it out. Oh, love the hatching. Anyways, guys, I think I'm going to stop here for today. Tomorrow, I'm going to add the rendering. This rendering takes a lot of time, and I'm feeling a bit tired, to be honest. So we'll have to continue tomorrow. I'll do the detailing then. But so far, this is uh, this is what we've done. This is what we've done. Let me play the time lapse for you guys. Uh, Pro said, "Sup, Wiz, how's it going?" Wiz is doing fine. Wiz is doing great. JD said, I'll reserve one for you next time. Just let me know when you're coming. Issa said, looks super good. Thank you, Issa. Thank you so much. Uh, I love the accessories. So thank you. So he has like a gauntlet, right? And you know how Batman has his utility belt. So he has a gauntlet and he has a lot of like weapons and stuff there. The gauntlet is quite heavy. Um, it's a bit heavy. Uh, and yeah, he also has a utility belt and a backpack as well. Just a very little backpack. You know, he's a doctor, so he has like med kits and stuff. He had some explosives as well um, on the backpack. Uh, Pro said the time lapse thing looks cool. Oh, thank you. Thanks, man. Thanks. I think I should be playing the time lapse often. Dreddy said, John, about your animation, I think Pro can help you out. Really? Yeah, definitely he will. He will. You know, once things get moving. Yeah, I think that's it. That's the time lapse. The time lapse is done. Uh, Pro said, "Oh, I accidentally wiped your nipple. It stings." You wiped your nipple? Like, were you like eating hot food and like the hot food spilled on it? I don't know. What does that mean? Whipped? Oh, you whipped your nipple. Oh, sorry about that, bro. Sorry, sorry, man. Adredi said, "I'm taking my coding lessons seriously. You know." Oh, that's cool. That's good. I would really like to see your works, any projects that you eventually come out with. That would be cool. Uh, but you guys are not on social media, so I can't see it. I always ask you guys for your social media, but nobody has given me their social media yet, so I can dox them. uh, yeah, Pro said, nice drawing as always. Yeah, thank you so much. All right, guys, I think I'm going to wrap the stream up. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys for showing up again. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you, Isa, for showing up again. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. I'm really blessed, you guys. I'm really blessed. You guys always show up for me, and I'm grateful. I hope you guys. I really hope you guys have a YouTube channel or something, so that I can help you guys out as well. Um, yeah. But anyways, guys, thank you. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Uh, have a nice night.